Trump went inside of Venezuela because of their oil. That much is pretty much public since, well, Donald Trump said that part out loud. And in it, kind of said that, hey, we're going to go in there, we're going to spend this money, and then gas is going to be cheaper for everyone. But if you think that's actually what's going to happen here, you'd be dead wrong. And let me explain this. Venezuela's oil is heavy crude oil. And if you know anything about oil, that is probably one of the most expensive ones to extract, expensive to refine, and expensive to transport. And the system that's currently in Venezuela, it's broken. I mean, Trump is right on that. The system there is broken. The only reason why US companies would go into a country and spend a ton of money on building out infrastructure and getting everything together is if the price of oil was at a high number. And that's because these countries like to make money. They got shareholders. And if the barrel of gas is too cheap, they can't make as much, which means they don't have more money to spend on rebuilding all this infrastructure. Well, today, a barrel of oil gets you around $60. That is not a magic number to start investing billions of dollars into rebuilding infrastructure. That number needs to be somewhere near 100, maybe more. Let's remember that right now the world has an oil surplus. Venezuela is already considered inside of OPEC, so adding that production to it wouldn't lower the price of anything. Because of that and the billions of dollars that it's going to cost in order to rebuild the infrastructure inside of Venezuela, I don't see really any US companies going inside anytime soon. Funny enough, we actually have not heard from any US companies saying, yeah, we're gearing and ready to go right in right now so we could start pumping out some heavy crude oil. The only upside in any of this would be a long-term thing, which I guess potentially down the line, if Trump gets someone in power and that person then rewrites the law so that US companies can go in and essentially just take things. That's the way any of this actually works. And you got to remember one thing with Venezuela. They have the largest unproven oil reserves on Earth. And yes, if you do have that kind of power under you, you could potentially pressure Russia into doing things. So by the US having this, yeah, they now have a new political play they can run over certain countries. But it's got nothing to do with the price of oil today or possibly even within the next 10 years. Which means for you, there's no immediate gas relief whatsoever. No fast profits for oil companies, which means there really is no reason for US companies to go in at this time. And I'm sure that Mr. Global, for example, can give more of an insight into all of this. But I just want you to understand that us taking Venezuela does not mean that things are going to be cheaper for you here in the United States anytime soon.